Qualche settimana fa ho avuto il piacere di conoscere a Pitti una delle figure che più mi ha ispirato nello stabilire i dogmi del nostro canale. No, non sto parlando dell'avvocato buffa, quanto di un personaggio che vi ho già mostrato quando eravamo quest'anno in fiera. Si tratta del Parfum Guy, all'anagrafe Sebastian Yara, uno dei più celebri e noti youtuber del mondo delle fragranze. Ma non solo, è anche un esempio di educazione, professionalità e amore per questo mondo profumato, oltre ad essere sempre vario nelle sue proposte olfattive. Il tutto per la prima volta qua su YouTube, direttamente dal mio piccolo negozio di Viale Montenero. Non mi resta che augurarvi buona visione, sperando che questo confronto possa piacervi.
So these are your selections?
This is my selection for the autumn.
It's like a top 10 list?
It's not a top 10 list because
Just
I
10.
don't like. It's just 10 fragrances that makes me think about autumn.
Okay.
And I try to put all of them from the sweet gourmand fragrance to the molecular ones to booty or meditative fragrances.
Okay.
It's a bit of everything.
You have a wide variety.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me what you think.
Okay. This is, I think, Rehab. Yep. Oh, I know this one. I think it's tobacco, right?
For me, it smells like Baldafric. I don't know.
No, not to
For
me
me,
at all.
for me, it's like Baldafric.
Interesting. It's sweet. It's aromatic, ambery, woody. Reminds me of Leighton. I think it's a perfect choice for colder autumn days. The good
Really
thing about
nice.
this is also it has great trail. It's pretty powerful fragrance, so you
Yeah.
can smell somebody walking down the street and chase them down the street.
Se volete la scia, sapete già che inizio è una garanzia.
So I'm going to move on to the ones I know first.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I also know this one. This one to me is more of a summer fragrance, but if you want that ISOE super woodiness, the cedar smell with mandarin juiciness, I think it's a great fragrance. Fresh, citrusy, woody, ambery, musky. I think it's a solid choice, but you can also go with the patchouli version. You don't like patchouli though.
I don't like patchouli, but like also with the iris.
You can
Because
do
the
the
molecule
iris.
plus line has whatever you want.
Yeah, you can also go with the original.
Yeah, but people always complain that the original they don't smell it. They don't smell it. Of course, it's
You can be
not
anosmic
not
to
the
it.
Smell.
Yeah. So I'm going to move down again here to Bohemian Woods. I've been a fan of this since 2018. I love this brand, Atelier Oblique. It's my favorite from the brand, Bohemian Woods. I like the woods. It smells like antique woods, old church furniture with a side of absinthe. Like there's this boozy
The head,
absinthe
amazing.
note.
The head is amazing.
It's a great scent. I think it's perfect autumn fragrance. Perfect if you want to go into the woody direction. So O Rose in the EDP. This came out earlier this year. I like this one because they have that green artichoke note in here. I really love artichokes. I guess it's an accord. Maybe it's not really a note, but it's really juicy, jammy, but deep, rich rose here. Green. I'm getting the stems, thorns all together with the rose, the big bloomed rose.
Yeah, but
So-
my opinion is that it smells like a roses plant,
Mm-hmm.
but in autumn. So when you don't have the flower, you just have the spikes, you just have the leaves, and it has the same scent. And
Okay. Makes sense.
I love it. Like I love a rose, and this is the perfect. I think it's one of the easiest rose for men you can find outside.
Okay.
But it's also
so you
very
have no
original.
problem wearing rose?
No, I wear like
Okay.
tons of roses.
Okay. Some men have problems with roses, but
No,
I don't.
not me, not me.
Okay, good, good. So the next one is one of my all-time favorite fragrances from Jovoy, Incident Diplomatique. And I think this is an amazing choice for autumn.
Thank you. It's not my choice, it's like our audience choice.
This is fantastic
They
smell.
were in love with Incident Diplomatique, so I decided to talk for them because they said that was the real masterpiece of Vanina Muracciole. So I thought that was okay. Autumn is its season.
It's a great scent. I think vetiver is a perfect autumn note, the dry woods kind of a thing. In autumn, it's all dry. And this is also mixed with the patchouli, two earthy notes, but it's brightened up with mandarin. And I think there's some warm nutmeg in here as well. So I know this fragrance so well. I know the notes in
No,
here.
that one is like I also heard the story from Francois, and that is not the official one, and the story is amazing.
Okay,
And,
tell me the story.
Basically, there was this man that entered in the store in Jovoy and asked for a fragrance, for a sexy fragrance, but that wasn't taken for granted. He wanted something very original. So Francois, at the end, when he showed him like 100 fragrances, he took this vial from an experiment that he was doing with vanilla. The customer loved it, but then he sprayed and left the store.
Okay.
He entered in this hotel, and he was stopped by a woman in the hall of the hotel, asking which fragrance are you wearing? But the woman wasn't talking in English or French, wasn't talking another language.
Oh.
So he turned around, and as soon as he turned around, all the bodyguards of this woman take
wow.
out guns because she was a Middle East princess, and
wow.
you are not allowed to talk them.
Oh,
so
wow, okay.
that day, after like the police arrived, all the hotel staff arrived to say no problem, he didn't want to do anything bad. But on that day, they almost arrived to the diplomatic accident. So that's the name of the fragrance.
Interesting. Okay, he might have told me this story.
Yeah, but Francois is a big guy.
This is also a compliment getter for me. I've actually been chased down the street asking what I'm wearing. And if there's a little warmth in the autumn, like it's still warm out with some breeze, that's when it smells the best to me. Okay, so now that I've gone over the fragrances I know, why don't we go ahead and start down here. This is Majania Sin. Is that how you say it?
If you want this?
Yes.
I say Majaina.
Majaina.
But I don't know.
Okay, Majaina. Sounds good.
You got a lot of chestnut with...
This is maple syrup?
Maple syrup. I didn't remember maple. But then you have this head that is very citrusy with ginger and orange, which are always sweet, but they give a lot of energy to the fragrance. And the base is very warm. You have this vanilla from Madagascar that is very, very, very interesting. It's very easy to wear.
Okay.
And I think that if you are looking for a sweet gourmand fragrance for the autumn, this reminds me a lot of Marron Glacé, so I think it's perfect.
No, I get what you're saying. To me, I think it's kind of like a cross between État Libre d'Orange like this,
okay,
with By the Fireplace by Maison Margiela.
Okay,
a little bit. It's dry.
I miss the smoky part of By the
There's
Fire.
no smoke here.
Yeah,
you're right.
It's too rounded.
I mentioned that because of Marron Glacé.
Okay,
kind of thing,
yeah.
No, I can see this. It's warm and sweet, but not heavy and cloying, so it would work great in the autumn. There's sweetness, but it's not sugary sweet. So yeah, that's a nice one. Good choice.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got Miller at Berthaud. This is Aymara. Is it Aymara?
Aymara.
Okay.
I studied a lot to review this fragrance.
So this is a brand I haven't really dug into at all. So maybe it's time now.
You should.
Okay.
You should, because I really like what they do.
Really?
Yeah, they are very into the landscape they want to describe. Like they started from India. They're very passionate about India. They don't go there for holiday twice. They live there for many years. And I also talk with Indian people, and they told me, come on, when you smell the fragrances, you can really understand that these people went to India, understood Indian culture, especially with Tulsi Viva, that is like the fragrance related to the wedding season. While this one is not from India, we are in South America. We are in the land of Aymara. We are close to the Titicaca Lake, Peru,
Titicaca.
Bolivia, Colombia, and Chile. And that area is very famous because of the religious ceremonies. And during these ceremonies, they always burn Palo Santo.
Okay.
And the fragrance...
This features Palo Santo.
Exactly. Is a very sharp Palo Santo note that starts with a very fresh and green cardamom notes.
It's very spicy. It smells like chai to me.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
As I told you, Miller Berthaud is one of my favorite brands.
Interesting. Okay. So this is 2787 perfumes. Don't know anything about this brand. We did test this out though.
Yeah.
This is a molecular fragrance, musky, right?
Musky, woody musky, I would say.
Woody musky. So let's smell.
I would say woody musky because we have 5 different captives, which are like synthetic. But one of them is Javanol, so of course it has to be woody. But
Genetic Bliss, I love the name.
English.
You can actually layer this with the Mandarin one,
Yeah.
the ISOE Super.
I do sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, you can probably layer it with most of these. No, so this is 2787 perfumes. They're from Barcelona. It's Genetic Bliss. I'm really curious to sample more of these. We don't have them in the States. Moving on
But
to...
I can send you to the States.
Oh, I know. I bought from your store
so-
before. Yeah. This is BDK Crème de Cuir.
I use it when I have to do something in the evening, but I cannot perform myself as soon, I don't know, before, just before I have to go to an event.
Yeah.
But like I spray this maybe in the early afternoon, so I get the freshness of the fruity and the spice, and then during the evening time, I get this smokiness plus the vanilla and the softness of the sweat that I think is very elegant. And
No,
very
this is
amazing.
nice. I think it's amped up and like brightened up with that pineapple note, but it's definitely not Aventus. No, I like this one. I think I'm gonna have to look into getting a bottle sometime in the future. Okay, so we're moving on to Bjorken Berries with September. So I'm familiar with the brand, not too familiar with their fragrances. Let's see. Immediately, I'm hit with something like papyrus or cypriol. Interesting fragrance. It smells a little weird, but kind of good in a good way, in a weird way.
I like the mixing of cypriol and fruits. It's just usually when you smell cypriol or papyrus or what else, you have these dirty, earthy green notes with the rotten fruit. Is like a big mix, and I think it works.
It's cantaloupes. I'm getting cantaloupes here.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of cantaloupes.
Okay. They said is I get like peach, figs. They say apple,
Interesting.
kumquat.
Wow.
It's still fruit, by the way.
Yeah, okay. Very interesting fragrance. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the brand. Swedish brands are kind of becoming very popular lately. Bjorken Berries September. I think it's a good choice. I'd have to work with that one a little bit. It's a little off, a little weird for me.
Yeah.
But everything else has been a great choice.
Okay.
I'm very curious about this one. I think this is awesome. But with the ones I know, you definitely made a great choice with them for sure. So, I mean, I'm really also curious about this brand. I really need to look into it because I really like molecular, musky fragrances.
Okay.
I have things like this, but this seems very smooth, like smooth. Some of them can be sharp.
When my skin like usually gets all the fragrance, twists all the fragrance in a sweet and smooth way. When I try it, I wear it here. I woke up the day after, and it was so creamy. It was very beautiful, and I was like falling asleep. I was waking up, and I was like, amazing, amazing.
Don't you love it when you wake up like that in the mornings?
Yeah.
Your fragrance lingers from the night before.
Fortunately, to me, it happens very often.
Oh,
so.
okay, good.
Not good for my girlfriend, but good for me.
Okay, good.
If you have to add just one fragrance,
Ooh.
you can see around the store,
Okay.
which one would you pick?
I think I'm gonna go with Female Christ.
Okay.
This is a brand I'm not too familiar with them, but it's a very controversial brand, and I normally find patchouli to have a chocolatiness.
Okay.
This one has it, but it's like chocolate candy, more like on the candy end. Very
Okay.
interesting. Very interesting. I like it. I do like that one. It reminds me of Gozo. A little bit. That one is more,
Maybe when
more
you try
candy.
down, yeah. But Godzo actually is not for me.
No?
Like, is.
But you said patchouli is not for you.
No, patchouli is not for me. But then also Godzo have like many more flowers on the top of it, and it's a weird fragrance. It's not for me.
Okay.
I prefer something like Crème de Cuir, something like Incident, something like Ayamara, like some of this, because like some of these are like coming directly from my house. So
Okay. Cool.
I'm pretty happy that you like it.
Yeah, I do, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
That's